Before we start today's video, I have a big announcement for everybody here. On Tuesday, May 3rd, we will be having our next election night stream. Of course, we are back with James and a few other people at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As you can see here, next Tuesday, May 3rd at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time, right? Eastern's time. So 5:45 for Central Standard Time and all that good stuff. We will be having the election night stream for the Ohio and Indiana primaries, which this video will discuss a little bit about. So again, go to the link in the description down below. It'll be the first link. Go to the link, click the remind button on the stream, so the second the stream starts, or very close to starting, you will get notified that the stream will be starting. And yeah, just like the Texas stream, I hope everybody comes to watch, share with their friends, all that good stuff, and yeah. You'll be seeing a lot of promotions for this stream, as I firmly believe this will be a pretty big election night. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video.
Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo. Then we can be assured that other nations will not treat America with respect, the respect that we deserve.
What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back and with a new video, and today we gotta be discussing the huge primaries coming up in the month of May. Now I know, there are a few other major ones, I should say. Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Kentucky, Oregon, etc. However, this video will be focused on some of the elections in Texas, but most importantly, the first 4 elections in the month of May. That is including Ohio and Indiana on May 3rd, which again, in the description down below, there will be an election night stream, and West Virginia and Nebraska on May 10th, of course, all on Tuesday, and yeah. So today, we're going to be discussing the first 4 primaries in May, and discussing some of the new updates in Texas. And as you can tell here, I brought back the ideology map, made some tweaks, changed the colors a little bit, and yeah. But before we start with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash like down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. We're almost at 2,000 followers. That'd be greatly appreciated if we can reach that before next Tuesday, and yes. So let's get right into it, folks. No more promotion garbage. It's time we talk about the 4/5 states for the elections are coming up. Now, before we get into the May primaries, we gotta do a little bit of an update / analysis of what happened in Texas a couple weeks ago. So as everybody knows, in March, they had a primary in Texas, and boy oh boy, were there some upsets. Now, of course, this ideology map is before the primary, so you'll see some changes here and there. But point being is, really, there was only a couple, huge changes in Texas. But even so, the upsets we did see in Texas, in March, were so big that there were some big rhinos that got taken out. Most notably, Van Taylor in District 3, who will get replaced with a MAGA type of conservative. Now, if you don't know, I have definitions for each of these categories. Moderate is, of course, moderate voters. Brian Fitzpatrick, Susan Collins. They're not fair to be named rhinos. They're in Democrat seats, and it's just unfair to name them. Then, of course, you got rhinos, though, which we all know. I use this term strictly. I'm talking about rhinos as in, they have a crappy voting record, they're establishment shills, and all the above. Conservatives are just generic conservatives. They're really just there. They have a decent voting record on social issues, but on some other issues, they're not that great. Then you got MAGA/MAGA Inc. I would say, imagine, Donald Trump 2018/2019. Yeah, he still has some of that 2016 vibes, but more focused on illegal immigration, more focused on, socialism and that sort of stuff. They're better than conservatives, but they're not perfect. Then you got America First conservatives, which I don't think there's much question about who they are. These are the top of the top representatives, governors, whatever. in the country. So, yeah, that's quite obvious. These guys are based on all the issues. And, yeah. So for Texas, we really had, I would say, relatively speaking, 4 main elections that happened. Of course, Texas third with its major upset. Van Taylor is out. He resigned / retired. And we actually get a solid Republican. It's a MAGA type of conservative. But that's not what I really want to focus on. It's, of course, the Rio Grande Valley, which, in my opinion, as of now, I am starting to believe all 3 are going to flip. You heard that right. I believe all 3 of the districts are going to flip. Now, we got to start with district by district. The first one is Texas 15th. That's the middle, line district that goes all the way to frickin' Austin, somewhat. And this one's an easy flip. I mean, District 15, Republicans have an America First conservative in this district, Monica de la Cruz, and she's gonna win. This is a Trump plus 3 district. And the 2 candidates she's going against, they're both progressives. It's like, you're gonna get crushed here. So this is an easy flip, and Republicans will have such an easy time, it's not even funny. Now the other 2, you got Texas 28th and Texas 34th. Texas 28th is Henry Kohler's district. And Republicans do have a decent candidate here, Casey Garcia. I consider her more of a MAGA type of conservative. Now, she is going into a runoff versus Sandra Whitten. I think that's her name. However, Garcia has all the support. She has all the momentum. She's probably going to win by a fairly substantial amount. Now, the big primary is Henry Kohler versus Jessica Sinoris. That's how you say her last name. And even if Kohler wins, this is a Republican trending seat. And with everything that's going on in this country, a Biden plus 7 seat, good luck trying to win that seat. So even if Henry Kohler wins this primary, which there's a chance he may lose, yeah, I don't have high confidence that this district should stay Democrat. So I firmly believe we're going to get another MAGA type of conservative in this seat, though it will be a bit of a harder challenge because it is a bit more Democrat. Now, this is the most unique one, Texas 34th. Now, the main candidate for the Republicans is Mayra Flores. She's more so a MAGA type of conservative. Now, the special election, she's going to win easily. This is where it gets a bit weird. The current congressman / prior congressman, I don't know how this works, Vicente Gonzalez, he's running for re-election, but he's resigned and he's not running for the special election. It's weird. But either way, this is a Biden plus 15 seat, but it is one of the most Republican trending seats in the state. I mean, Biden won it by 16, but in this environment, Biden plus 16 in southern Texas, that may not be big enough to hold. So, yeah. We have 2 MAGA-type conservatives and an America First conservative potentially sweeping the Rio Grande Valley, which would be huge. And also a big FU to all those shills that said, we need to, support amnesty. It's like, no, just get good conservatives. So, yeah. All right. We gotta, of course, go to the 4 main states that are happening. So, we gotta start in Nebraska. Nebraska really doesn't have much going on. The only main one is Nebraska First. That's the Rhino District. This is where Jeff Fortenberry, big rhino who got, caught with corruption and, money laundering. Point is, he resigned. He's out. So this is going to be a Trump plus 11 seat, and we're getting an upgrade on Mike Flood, who, imagine him as the definition of a boomer con. He's a generic conservative through and through, and there's really, not much to say here. It is an upgrade, but that's not really saying much. Now, the Nebraska governorship, though, the current governor, Peter Ricketts, who I, consider more so of a, kind of a generic, Republican, it appears he's, out. He's term limited, I should say. And Republicans really don't have any real frontrunner in this race. I know Trump endorsed somebody, but it's either way, they're all pretty much the same. They're all just generic conservatives. So I do believe that either way, this state is kind of just, staying as a generic state. And the only real race is, of course, Nebraska's first, which either way, all the candidates, in my opinion, are all upgrades. Fortenberry's out. Mike Flood's most likely going to win. And remember, that's a Trump plus 11 district, so it should be, a MAGA-type conservative, but I would live with, a generic conservative any day of the week. So now we got the two kind of boring stuff out of the way. Now we got the three fun ones: Indiana, Ohio, and Virginia. Now, as you can see, I forgot to mention this, there are what I consider new seats. These are seats that kind of pretty much are new, though technically they're not. Like West Virginia's, quote-unquote new districts, just 2 districts in 1. But I do consider these districts, new districts because their representatives are really not, represented by anybody. It's kind of weird, but point is, these districts, they're shitholes for the primaries. I'm not saying they're bad places. I'm just saying that, there's some shitty primaries about to happen in these districts, and they're going to be entertaining. But yeah. So let's start with Indiana, that state that's actually, doesn't have any drastic district changes. Now, the first race everybody should focus on is Indiana's first. I think, this is a seat that in 2024, I think, flips. But 2022, as of now, I just don't see it flipping. Now, the current representative is Frank Mervyn. It's a Biden plus 8.5 seat, which again, with the logic earlier, this should be, an easy flip. But he is an incumbent, fairly popular, and this is a fairly inelastic district, though I do believe in 2024, it does flip. I think it's a matter of time. It's a Republican trending seat, though I just wish that, they went harder at it. And Republicans do actually have a fairly solid candidate in Jennifer Ruth Green. And she is a MAGA type of Republican. Not America First. I mean, I think her foreign policy is good. Just on some other issues, she's more of a MAGA type conservative. Still good, but it's not like America First. But for this district, I do think she's the best overall candidate, and I do think she can win. Now we have another rhino that's out. Indiana's 9th. If you don't know where Indiana's 9th is, that's where the southeastern district, that's represented by a rhino. And if you don't know anything about this district, Trump won it by 28. And it's represented by a rhino. Now, Hollingsworth is gone. Thank God. He had some decent votes, but he was just a generic rhino. He was not good on the issues, and he is getting replaced with an upgrade. Now, how much of an upgrade? I don't know. But point is, you do gotta upgrade an Erin Huchin, alright? She is good on the issues. The problem is, she's kind of a generic MAGA conservative. Not, America First like it should be. It is still an upgrade, but considering the district, this should be an America First conservative. But Erin Huchin is good on the issues. She was fairly conservative in the state legislature. She was good overall. I'm not saying it's a bad upgrade. I'm just saying I wish it was like a hardliner, America First conservative. Just, it's whatever. We still gonna upgrade, but yeah. Now we get to Ohio. And this is where the fun begins. Now, one of the bigger, I guess you could say races is Ohio 7th, all right? Outside of, the Senate races, which I'm not talking about the Senate races. That's their own video. But the main district a lot of people should focus on, in my opinion, is District 7. That's kind of that, southwestern district of Cleveland, It's not where Akron is, or Akron, however you pronounce it. Point is, it's a district that, technically represented by Bob Gibbs and Anthony Gonzalez. Gibbs is conservative, there's nothing special about him. But Gonzalez, though, he's a rhino. He has an awful voting record. No reason for him to be elected, but thank God both these bozos retired. Again, Gibbs is not terrible, just this should be a MAGA-type district. I mean, Trump won it by almost 10. It's like, there's no reason that this district here, all right, the one I just, highlighted, there's no reason this should be a generic conservative district. This is a working class district. And Trump did endorse somebody in this race, Max Miller, who I do consider a MAGA type conservative. I don't consider him the greatest, MAGA type, just more so another generic type of conservative or MAGA conservative who will be good on some immigration votes, but not, 10 out of 10. Like, oh my god, I want this guy to be, the next Speaker of the House, anything like that. But still, it is a substantial upgrade from the two guys we had earlier. Again, nothing against Bob Gibbs, just a generic dude. But Anthony Gonzalez was just a rhino. So, yeah. Now we get another interesting one in Ohio's 9th. This is a Democrat seat, represented by a Democrat. However, this is the big catch. Biden won this district by 20, all right? The original district by 20. The new district is Trump plus 3. You know what that means? This is a working class part of the state. This is a part of the state for years was a Democrat stronghold. This is where Toledo is, which is still Democrat. But point is, Democrats are going to lose this seat. I mean, it's a Trump plus 3 district. And Capter, who is the Democrat incumbent, just not that unpopular. And Republicans do have a very good candidate here, J.R. Majowski. Now, if you don't know who this guy is, he is the embodiment of a working class America First conservative. The dude looks like one, he acts like one, and he's a Chad on all the issues. So, yeah. Ohio's 9th, I do firmly believe, will be represented by J.R. Majowski. Great on the issues, great aesthetics, and, yeah. Now we get to Ohio 13th, which is another one of those districts that's kind of weird. They're technically not represented by anybody. So I consider it kind of a newer district. Now, here's the thing though. It's a Biden plus 3 district. The catch is, this is a district that's trending heavily Republican. It's another suburban working class area, which again, suburban working class areas, they're trending Republican. So it's just a matter of time when this district, goes from Biden plus 3 to like Trump plus 3. It's most likely going to happen in 2024. Very working class, it's a heavy white area. It got more working class. Just in general, very working class. Now, Republicans do have a couple candidates, but this is the one I'm least excited for. And personally, this is the worst, this is the best of the options. Madison Gilbert. Now, she is the definition of MAGA Inc. I don't think she's going to be that great, but I don't think she's going to be like a rhino. I don't think she's going to be like Anthony Gonzalez. I just think, I wanted like a hardliner that's based on the issues, but point is, really isn't there. She's just a generic MAGA Inc. type of conservative, which again, MAGA Inc. is below MAGA. Just MAGA Inc. is, more weak on the issues. They're, just there. But it is an upgrade, but just I wish it was an America First type of conservative. Now, for the governorship, there is, of course, the Ohio governorship, represented by DeWine. Do I have to say anything about this guy? It's a state Trump won by 8. Now, there is a couple candidates, and my personal favorite is Jim Renacci. He is solid on the issues. I consider him a MAGA-type conservative. Now, I know there's some boomers that want Blystone. Blystone is just weak. It's like he's splitting the vote on purpose. It's like, no. But we do got a MAGA-type conservative in Jim Renacci, and I do hope that he does win, though. If they do split the vote, we're getting stuck with DeWine. But hopefully it doesn't matter if Republicans get a huge majority in both state legislators, or both, the House and the Senate for the state. Now we got one more state, really just one more district, actually. West Virginia 2nd. Now this is an interesting one. It's essentially a slap fight between two candidates. You got David McKinley, who I consider a rhino. I mean, yeah, he has some good votes at times. It's like, again, he should not be representing this district. He's a big rhino on a lot of issues, and it's just ridiculous. It's a Trump plus 38 district. No reason. But at the same time, you also got the other incumbent in Alex Mooney, who again, Alex Mooney is a MAGA-type conservative. He represented the other district, which again, both the districts kind of like got combined, so it's technically a new district. However, it is clear that Alex Mooney is the best candidate in this race. I hope McKinley doesn't win. I don't think he will. Mooney has a good ground game, has gained Trump's support, and it is a big win because McKinley, no reason he should be representing a Trump plus 38 seat. It's absolutely absurd that we have these bozos representing some of the most Republican parts of the country. It's like, why? So yeah, that's it, folks. That was kind of a deep dive into the May primaries, and this is what, a lot of these states looked like beforehand. This is after. And as you can tell, Republicans are definitely becoming a bit more of a MAGA type, America First type of party. Now, you can see this mostly in places like Southern Texas, which, in my opinion, has 2 competitive seats. And if they do both win, this is a win. Or, not that one, sorry. Point is, if they do win both of these, that's 2 more MAGA conservatives. Go to the competitive seat of Indiana, it's a long shot, but if you win that one, that's another flip. Just in 2 years, in just, 5 states, you go from 14 rhinos and 13 America First / MAGA type conservatives to 12 rhinos in 22 MAGA / America First conservatives. You get a net gain of 1 America First conservative. It would be 2, but Louis Gohmert essentially retired, alright? That was pretty much a retirement tour for his attorney general race. And yeah, it went from America First district to a generic district. It sucks, but that's just the truth. We also get rid of Fortenberry in Nebraska's first, thank God. And yeah, that is, folks, the analysis of the first 4 May primaries for this primary season. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you did. Smash the like down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.